wondered, in the face of danger, who gives us the extra bit of energy we need to run away from that situation? Suppose we are in zoo, roaming around the whole day and very tired at the end of the day. Just then we see a tiger approaching us. We will run as though we are in a competition. Who gives us that extra energy? To know this and many other such interesting facts, see the video in total and let me know in the comment section. Hello my dear viewers, welcome to my channel. In this video we shall be talking about peripheral nervous system. In the last video we spoke about the central nervous system, which was brain and spinal cord. And here we shall be discussing about this. Peripheral nervous system is divided into two parts. One is somatic and the other is autonomous. Somatic means which is in our control. Autonomous, which is not in our control. Those nerves which is in our control are usually the skeletal nerve, which comes to the skeleton, which we can move, the limbs, then the facial, the talking, blinking of eyes, all these things are within our reach. We can control them. And these things which we can control, they are governed by somatic nerves, type of peripheral nervous system, and they are known as somatic nerve. Peripheral nervous system basically consists of nerves which come out from brain and spinal cord. Brain gives out 12 pairs of nerves and spinal cord gives out 31 pairs of nerves. All these nerves basically they make peripheral nervous system, and they are again divided into somatic and autonomous type. So in this video basically we shall be talking about the type of somatic nerve, that is efferent nerve, sympathetic nerve and parasympathetic nerve. We shall also be knowing what is nerve actually, what nerve is, and one more thing that we have to know is ganglion. So basically we shall be talking about all these things in this video. Please stay till the end. Many a time there is a confusion as to what is a nerve. Is it an axon? Is it a group of axon? What it actually is. So let us clear this out. Nerve is not an axon. It is a group of axon. Actually, a group of axon forms a fascicle, and a group of fascicle forms a nerve, just like muscle. In case of muscle fibril also we had seen, lot of muscle fibril makes a fascicle and lot of fascicle makes a muscle fiber. So similar is the case here with nerve. Many axons they make a fascicle, which is a bundle of axon, and many fascicles make a nerve. Now axon is surrounded by a coating which is known as endoneurium. Fascicle is also surrounded by a layer which is known as perineurium. And nerve is also surrounded by a layer or a coating which is known as epineurium. So it is similar to muscle here also. So this is what a nerve is. Now we have to know two things in order to understand peripheral nervous system. One is nerve. This is structure of a nerve. And now we have to know what is ganglion. What is ganglion? Now if we understand this, then it will be easier for us to understand the peripheral nervous system. Now ganglion is where neurons meet each other. Neurons do not have physical contact, they just come very close to each other, and from there the impulse is transmitted by chemical messengers. So the place where axons they meet, the neurons they meet, the axon of a neuron will meet with dendrite of the other neuron. This place is known as ganglion. This place is known as ganglion. Now in ganglion, the one which is bringing the message, this is known as preganglionic nerve. It is bringing the message from, say, it is bringing the message from brain. It is bringing the message from brain. This is preganglionic. And the one which will be taking it further to the end organ, this is known as postganglionic nerve. So basically we have a ganglion where the nerves are meeting, nerve endings are meeting. So with this two ideas we shall proceed and know about the peripheral nervous system and autonomous nervous system. Now let us try to understand what are afferent nerve and what are efferent nerve. There are two types of nerves, one is afferent, one is efferent. Afferent with an A. Now we know nerve is a collection of axon. Some axons they bring information from outside world to the brain. Some axons they take command from the brain to the end organs. Afferent nerves are those in which all the axons are bringing message to brain. It may be eye, it may be ear, it may be nose. So all the sensations are brought to the brain. All the axons are same type. They are sensory. They are sensory nerve. All the axons are similar type. They are sensory. They all bring information from the outside world to the brain. Outside world, that means whatever we are seeing, whatever we are smelling, whatever we are hearing, all these stimulus, they are going to the brain through afferent nerve. Nerve with an A. Okay, afferent. They are also called sensory nerves. Efferent on the other hand, it takes command to the end organ, maybe a muscle or skin from brain. It takes command. Brain says you do this, you do that. All these things will be taken by the motor nerve. Motor nerve. Here all the axons are motor nerve. Motor nerve, that means they are just taking command from the brain. One-way traffic. Both these are one-way traffic. Okay. So this will bring, this will take. So this is known as afferent nerve with an A, and this is afferent nerve with an E. Okay. They have similar type of axons in this nerve. So they are the example of afferent nerve, as we have already spoken: optic nerve, olfactory nerve, auditory nerve. All these are cranial nerves, 12 pairs of cranial nerves. So these three are specifically, these are sensory nerve. They just carry sensation from outside world to the brain. Example of efferent nerve, which carries a message from brain to the end organs. They are oculomotor nerve, the nerve which helps us to blink our eyes. Oculomotor, then spinal accessory nerve, hypoglossal which moves our tongue. So these are motor nerves, specifically motor nerve, and so they are known as efferent nerve. Now there is one more type of nerve which is in between these. It contains both these features, and that is known as mixed nerve. Mixed nerve, in which there is both sensory and motor axon. It has both sensory and motor axons. Sensory also and motor nerve also. It has both of them in this. So they can act both ways. They can bring a message from outside world to the brain, as well as they can carry command of the brain to the end organ. Example, very important, vagus nerve. And keep few more example also in mind. Vagus nerve is an example of mixed nerve. This is the 10th cranial nerve. It comes from brain to the digestive organ. Autonomic nervous system handles all those affairs in the body which are not in our direct control. Like digestion. After swallowing the food, we do not know what is happening to it. The body does everything by itself. Respiration. What happens to the gases after we have inhaled the gas like oxygen and carbon dioxide? What are they doing inside the body? We do not know. So it is all done by itself. Excretion, whether the nephron is performing its activity or not, we do not know. It is being done by itself. So all those things which are done by itself inside the body is being done by autonomic nervous system. These are ultimately part of peripheral nervous system. These are nerves only. But peripheral nervous system, some of them are in our direct control like somatic nerve, and some are not in our control, and this is that one which is not in our control. Now, apart from handling those functions which are not in our control, it handles one more thing which is also not in our control. It prepares our body for that, and that is emergency situation. To face an emergency situation, we need extra strength, extra agility if we are in front of a danger. And this system, a part of this system, helps our body do that. And that part is known as sympathetic nerve. Sympathetic nerve, the word comes from sympathy. It shows some sympathy towards us in that it saves us from some imminent danger. Now we shall see what it does, how it does this. Sympathetic nerve, and the other type is parasympathetic nerve. So autonomic nervous system is divided into sympathetic nerve and parasympathetic nerve. Sympathetic nerves are those which makes our body ready to face an emergency situation. It helps our body to fight or flight. How? It does some of the things which helps in this process, like it raises our blood pressure. If the blood pressure is more blood will be forced towards tissues and cells, and they'll get more energy. It delays pupil. Suppose it is dark, so we need as much light as is there so that we can see, and so the pupil is dilated so that more light goes inside our retina. It increases the blood sugar. If blood sugar is more, that means cells will get more sugar, that means more energy, and oxygen as it is, because the blood pressure is more, so more oxygen has been given. So all these things ultimately helps in giving us more energy, which is needed for fight or flight. Here, preganglionic nerve is shorter and postganglionic nerve is longer. We know what these are, preganglionic nerve and postganglionic nerve, we just saw. Now, if the preganglionic nerve is shorter, then the impulse will be transmitted very quickly. So, this also assists in preparing our body for some emergency situation, because everything has to be happen very quickly. These nerves are activated by adrenaline. So this is what is the feature of sympathetic nerve. Now parasympathetic nerve is just the opposite. Whatever function sympathetic nerve is doing, parasympathetic nerve will do the opposite, because the body has to be brought back to normal situation after an agitated situation. Isn't it? Body cannot stay in hyper excitement all the time. It has to be brought down. And this is what is done by parasympathetic nerve. It decreases blood pressure and blood glucose. It constricts the pupil, and here postganglionic nerve is shorter, preganglionic nerve is longer, and this nerve is cholinergic nerve, because it is here the transfer of information happens because of acetylcholine, not adrenaline. So basically parasympathetic nerve makes the body rest and digest, and sympathetic nerve makes the body ready for fight or flight. Now, sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic also, they are controlled by hypothalamus, because we know hypothalamus maintains all such emotions like fear, love, hate, or it also manages internal temperature of the body, sweat. All these things are managed by hypothalamus. It so happens, like on seeing a cockroach, maybe you will start jumping here and there and running, screaming. But somebody else may just go grab the cockroach and throw it out of the window. It all depends on what kind of training we are given. We are giving our system to our hypothalamus. If we are making it hyperactive, then it will perform its duty as such. On seeing a cockroach, all these functions in your body will start. Suppose you go to circus. On seeing a tiger coming near you, again you will do all such things which you did on seeing a cockroach. But the tiger trainer will come and he will quickly take it away. So it all depends on what kind of training we are giving to our mind. We do have a control if we stay calm and composed during some emergency situation. Sympathetic nerve will not get activated, but they will get activated if we feel that there is some danger surrounding us. With this, we come to the end of this session on our discussion on nervous system. I hope you have understood the topic. In that case, please give like, share and subscribe. Until we meet next time, thank you so much and take care of yourself.